Welcome to the Sci-Fi Sisters Live Show.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Sisters Live Show on a Tuesday night. What's up, y'all?
Hey. Whoop, whoop.
It's so good to see y'all, sisters. I'm Tamia, and I'm joined by my sisters, Yvette Blackman-Tom. Okay. Yvette, can you hear you? All right, thank you. I was like,
I muted myself so nobody could hear me in the beginning, and I forgot. Sorry. My bad.
Sister Sabrina Wood.
Whoop, whoop.
And Sister Fran T.
As always, sisters, what's happening?
You can tell we just got in.
Just woke up, just came on, just go over here.
That don't work.
Tamia, how'd you get muted? Unmute yourself. Okay.
There we go. I'm sorry, y'all. My phone was being like really persnickety, and I moved it, and it was like, "Hey, psych, we're not connected to your computer anymore." And then it was like, "Psych, I am, but you're muted now." Gotta love live shows. Gotta love live shows. What's up, friends? We're back from the cruise, Star Trek: The Cruise, and you can hear it in my voice. But that's gonna be. What'd you say, Fran?
I'm sorry, you can see it in my eyes.
Yes, but that's another show. But right now, before we get to that, I want to let everybody know that Trek Long Island is our official 2025 convention partner. Whoop, whoop.
Yay! I'm loving that. Loving it.
Yeah, me too. Save the dates, y'all, from May 30th to June 1st, 2025, and get your tickets fast to see our Niecy, Celia Rose Gooding, the legendary Terry Farrell, and our dear friend John Billingsley, along with a star-studded lineup of incredible guests. We can't wait to see you guys there. Please join us. It's going to be a blast.
A blast.
A blast. A blast. Everything is a blast.
Everything.
So tonight, we are here to answer Fran's question about what's happening. What's happening is that we have a cool show about this phenomenal movie that came our way called My Dead Friend Zoe. And y'all Sonequa Martin Green fans out there might already know about this movie because this is her latest endeavor. The writer, director, and producer of the movie is Kyle Hausmann-Stokes. He's awesome. Sister Sabrina and Sister Yvette got a chance to talk with him. And we're going to show a video from that. And we were also invited to speak with Miss Sonequa Martin Green herself. And we're going to show a video from that. And it was super exciting to see her again. And this movie, y'all, it's amazing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is definitely, it's one of those films that will stay with you forever.
Yeah, it definitely will. It was hard for me, but I'm definitely glad I did watch it all the way through, because at first I didn't. But I was assured by Kyle that I would be okay, and I was grateful for that. It was wonderful to see a look into a veteran's life through my eyes, or my voice, and it was weird and a little discomforting at times, because I was like, oops, we're gonna have to really look at this, aren't we? So definitely a lot of the things you see in that movie I've definitely been through. So you gotta go see this. And if you have a veteran in your life, call them up, take them to the movies. Yeah. It'll work for both of you, I promise. Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know what it's about, Sabrina, you've got a little bit about it, right?
Yes, I do. So this is a little departure for the Sci-Fi Sisters, because this is not sci-fi. but we are going to talk about it anyway because it is that important, and it is also starring our favorite girl, Sonequa Martin Green. So here is the plot summary. Engaged in a mysterious relationship with her dead best friend from the army, a female Afghanistan veteran comes head to head with her Vietnam vet grandfather at the family's ancestral lake house.
That sounds like a sci-fi movie.
Did I not say that I didn't quite, IMDb? Well,
Yeah,
this is
well.
why I gotta write my own log lines here. But
The movie is really rich and really deep and really funny.
Mhm.
You know, like it
yeah,
sounds
Mhm.
like we're talking like it's a really serious subject, but there is so
Mhm.
much humor in this movie, and it's just spectacular. And not only does it star Sonequa Martin Green, but it also stars some other amazing actors, namely Natalie Morales in the co-leading role. She's phenomenal, y'all.
She really
She's
is.
oh my God. She's so good, right?
Yep.
She's brilliant.
Mhm.
And Ed Harris
Mhm.
and Morgan Freeman and
Yeah.
Gloria Rubin and Utkarsh Ambudkar.
You did
I
that
mean,
great.
thank you. I practiced. I hope I said it right.
Oh man.
So, it's really like I really encourage everybody to go see this movie. And as you will hear from us several times throughout tonight, we encourage you to take a veteran with you, or take a friend with you if you have veterans in your lives like we do, namely Sister Yvette right here, the most important veteran in my life. It's a really important movie to understand your friends. But anyway, we have an interview to show you, right?
Yeah.
right.
Yep.
Whoop, whoop.
Ready?
Ready, Freddie?
Hello, we are the Sci-Fi Sisters, and we were so pleased to be able to screen this movie. I mean, I want to say right now to you, Kyle.
Yes. Wow. Thank you, Sabrina. Thank you. Yeah.
Oh my God, I was floored when I watched this film. So the two of us here I've seen a lot of movies, and I have a thing I'm gonna call the Cinnamon Cinephile, and I watch movies all the time. This is incredible. So I want to ask right off the bat. I know you made a short film, and I know you come from the commercial world, and you made a short film called Merritt and Zoe. What was different, or what were you able to put in the feature that you couldn't put in the short?
I appreciate you did your homework. Thank you. The short was actually derivative of the feature. So I had written the feature first, and I was trying to get it made for a long time. And the short film was actually a proof of concept. It was kind of my last ditch effort I did the thing you're not supposed to do and invest your own money. And like I don't have a lot of money. But I saved money from while I was in the military in Iraq specifically, and I spent a lot of my savings in making this proof of concept as this Hail Mary, and so I knew what the feature was. I had written it up and down, left and right for 2 years, and workshopped it and gotten it to where I thought it was great. And then for the short, I thought, okay, well, how can I condense this into its own complete story? Because I really do think that it's not like an excerpt or something. You have to like prove you're a storyteller. That does a couple things. That shows that this is a war film that's not a war film. There's not combat. There's not gunfire. There's not explosions, all that tropey stuff that we always get reduced down to. It's going to be a different kind of thing. It's going to be about a relationship between these two female soldiers. It's going to show you a different side of kind of what the deployed experience, what people might have in mind. But then specifically, it'll be about talk therapy and how that's kind of like the final battlefield in a sense. And I wanted to do all of that, and just to kind of showcase the concept of a kind of like personified version of your dead best friend. And so, yeah, those were the things that made it into the short.
Wow. So I just have to let you know that I am a veteran. So I
Branch.
wanted to know,
Which branch were you?
I was in the Army.
Army. What'd you do?
I was a 96 Bravo, which is an
Okay.
intel analyst. I served wow, Bosnia. So my thing was I tried to watch the film. I got pretty far in, but it was a lot. It
Yeah.
was a lot for me. As a Black female veteran, I wanted to know, why were you writing this in my voice?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Totally. Well, thank you. Thank you for your service. Thank you for
same
making it
to
as far
you.
as you did. So casting the lead roles as women was actually one of like the first three things I knew about this film before I'd even written the script. The first thing was the title that kind of just came to me, My Dead Friend Zoe. Actually, you would relate to this. I was like, in the military, we were not as precious necessarily about some hard things because we don't have the ability to be. So I would say
Right.
my dead buddies, or oh, you remember so and so,
Yeah.
just like they're still there with us. I knew that the film was going to be funny because we don't get to have funny, nice things. We're always like this trope reduced, whatever.
Ooh, yes.
It was going to be funny
Yes.
because we're funny, we
We're
talk about it.
hilarious.
Yeah, we are. Yeah. And then I knew that it had to be women, and the reason why was because after my time in the military, I was at combat arms, I was infantry, and now men and women can serve in combat arms. But when I was I didn't serve alongside women.
Mhm. Yeah.
And then I get out, and it's 10 years later, and I have dedicated myself to telling military and veteran stories, and I'm doing this campaign for the Department of Veterans Affairs called MakeTheConnection.net, which is like this thing I'm so proud of. It's like a mental health campaign where I interviewed 400 or 500 veterans for 4 years in every major city. And of course, half of them were women veterans. And I had never known their stories. And I was completely educated and blown away by the fact that they did everything that we do as men and more, and what it's like just to deal with the things that women have to deal with, whether you're a veteran or not. So in that moment, I just, in kind of absorbing all of their stories face to face, I just like this story hadn't been told from that perspective. So I kind of made a deal with myself that when I got the opportunity, if I got the opportunity to make a film about my experience in the military and after, that it would be half my story and it would be half other people's story. Because we don't, as you know, we don't really get the chance to be a writer or a director. And so I took that very seriously. And so I knew that it would be, that it had to be women.
Well, thank you for throwing out the tropes. I know, and there was a line in the movie that says, everyone thinks they know what it means to be a veteran, and they don't, because they don't. We're used as pawns for political gain, and we are people
Exactly.
that have done extraordinary things and have to deal with that and come back into the world and deal with that. So thank you for that. Thank you
Well,
for
and
thank you
also
for
like
this.
I worked hard, like the veterans group. I mean, I wrote that specifically to be like in the script, it says these are well-adjusted, high-functioning members of society. There's a grad student, there's an artist,
Yeah.
there's a comedian who's a business guy who wants to be a comedian, there's a retiree, there's a teacher, like we veterans are, I think, the best of what this country has to offer. And like we're not broken because of our experiences. We're stronger because of that.
Right.
I really
Right.
wanted to show that.
And you did, and I appreciate that. And I know a lot of other veterans will definitely appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I think that I'm not a veteran, but I come from a family that has quite a few veterans, uncles, brothers, father. And I was thinking, everyone is going to relate to this film. There's something in this that is so true to everybody, even if you've never set foot in the military branch and you don't know anybody that did.
Right.
I don't know who you are, but the movie is so inspiring for a lot of different reasons on a lot of different levels. In fact, it's got so many people loving it. You have, and I know you know this, but I want everyone else to know this. You've got 100% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. That is like
That's
There are
awesome.
very few films that ever get that. And not just two critics. There's a bunch of critics that have given it 100%. Then you win the audience award at South by Southwest. You win the jury prize at, Woodstock Film Festival. It's like everybody's buzzing. Some reviewer even said this film has the power of Capra.
Capra,
And
yeah.
That's
boom!
awesome.
I know.
Oh my God.
Sabrina,
I'm putting it out here.
You
I'm
really
putting it
are.
out here.
Yeah,
Listen.
go ahead. Go.
Okay, no, you go ahead. You're
I was just gonna
Kyle.
say you're a cinephile. I just want to say I just want to pat your cinephileness again.
Yes, she
Anyway,
is.
sorry.
Oh my God. I'm telling you, I watched this film last night all by myself here at 3 o'clock in the morning. And in the dark, I was clapping. I was crying. I was clapping. I was like, I'm going to talk to Kyle tomorrow. I don't know how to contain myself. But I'm so proud for you. And Yvette is a true good friend of mine. And that character, when I was watching it, all I could think of is that I wanted to call and hold Yvette to get through this movie than she was watching it. She's a runner too. I mean, this was just like,
Yeah.
how do you know Yvette? How do you know Yvette? How do you know Yvette, Kyle? But
Well, look, I hope you do call Yvette and talk to her, because one of the things people ask me is like, what do you want to happen? What do you want people to do from this film? And there's a lot of things, because I got a lot of social activism in there. Like, this is an impact film. Like, we're doing entertainment, but we're trying to change the world. We're trying to like help people, and we're doing that with our nonprofits. But to your point there, I hope people will see this film and call their Yvette and call them up and be like, man, I just saw this film about veterans. I know you served. I would love to talk to you about that, because a lot of folks, I think, and you can relate to this, maybe it's like sometimes it's so precious and people are like, ooh, they don't want to talk about it, specifically war veterans or Vietnam veterans especially. And like, I get it. We all understand the reasons why, but I don't think that's necessarily what all of us veterans want. I think a lot of us do want to talk about it. We want to talk about it with people who are genuinely interested and
Yes.
then have like created time and space to do that. So I really hope that people see this film and then you call up your friend and be like, could I take you to lunch? And like, I would love it. Like, what did you do? Like people, you know what I mean? People are like, oh, you're in the Army. They think we're all little GI Joes. It's like, what would you
Right.
see how I asked her right away? I'm like, what would you do? She's like, I was
Always.
intel. People don't even know how to ask that. Or
Yeah.
like, where'd you serve? What was it like? Tell me a fucking funny story. Tell me a funny story.
I got a
Tell me
bunch of them.
Yeah, tell me a sad story. I
A bunch of
want
those.
to hear, I want to hear all of those. So I'm glad that maybe it had that impact on you too.
Yeah.
oh man, I'm telling you. Okay, all right, everybody who's watching this, make sure you call your veteran friend after you see this film. If nothing else, that's
Please.
the order. That's the
Yeah.
order. That's your mission.
That is your mission.
And
Yes.
I'm just gonna like segue this into like speaking of activism, we have set up a impact campaign, and this thing we're about to roll out like literally next week, a pay it forward campaign. So if people see this movie in theaters, which I hope they do, it comes out 2 weeks from now, February 28th. It's so rare for an indie film for us to get this opportunity. We're so lucky. It'll be in theaters nationwide. For people that see it in theaters, at the end credits, you will see a special message from Sonequa and Ed and Natalie and myself. And it says, if you were moved by this film, if you want to share it with someone, you can go to this QR code and you can like pay it forward for somebody else, total stranger, to come to the film. And then we have we don't touch that money. Our Bob Woodruff Foundation, they're a 501c3. They're going to collect the money and give away 100% of that to free tickets on Fandango. And so veterans can apply and just get a ticket to go see the film. We're also going to do
I
like
love that.
community screenings, grassroots screenings, and then any money that's left over, we're just going to donate it to veteran nonprofits. So like, I think it could be a cool way to like also connect with your veteran friend, be like, hey, you're a vet, like you can get a free ticket to this movie. Here you go. I'll go with you. And yeah, hopefully it could be a cool outing for people.
That would be awesome. That would be
That would
awesome.
be so
Yeah.
awesome. That would be
That'd
so
a good-
awesome.
Yeah. I know you have another, you talked about this campaign, but you have another organization I was really interested about called Veterans in Media and Entertainment. Can you
Yeah.
tell us a little about that?
Damn, you should be an intel officer. You do your research. Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah, so
Bada bum
VME,
bum.
yeah, VME is what we call it, Veterans in Media Entertainment. It is a nonprofit that I co-founded in 2012. Me in a jarhead in the basement of the Hollywood American Legion.
You're the best.
Yeah. and we had purple crayons for him, so it was fine. And we created this thing because we're like, we kind of wanted to sign up for, oh, we're in Hollywood, we want to work in Hollywood, we're veterans, let's sign up for that group. Didn't exist, you know? And so we're like, okay, again, being veterans, because we're like almost too ignorant to know when we shouldn't do something. We're like, oh, we'll just do it ourselves. So we did, and we started to build it, and like the first meeting was like 20 people there, maybe. And then the next meeting there was like 70. And then the next meeting there's like 200.
Wow.
And now we've got 5,000, maybe more, 5,000 members. You should totally join. It's free for veterans. You got to have a DD 214. And then it's just incredible. It's we do education, we do jobs, we do community, all kinds of initiatives. And I ran it for about 4 years in the beginning, and then passed the torch to these two amazing women named Karen Kraft and Rebecca Murga, and they have just taken it even bigger and broader, and it's just a really cool thing. And VME is basically the conduit between Hollywood and veterans. So it's
Wow.
Yeah.
So that takes me to another question that we didn't have already, but so at the end you showed everyone that was in the talk circle and their picture from the film and then their picture when they were in the service. So all those people are actors that are that were veterans?
That is so kind of you to say it in that order too, because yes, they are actors. They are professional, working, talented actors that got that job because they are great actors. They also happen to be veterans, and they're also my friends that I've come to learn through, I've come to meet through VME. And so they were in the short film as well, same people. And you want to talk about a cool experience is when I was able to hit them up, and everybody knew the short was a proof of concept, and everybody was like hoping against hope, maybe we'll get this made. When I was able to email them and be like, yo, feature film, Sonequa Martin Green, Natalie Morales, Ed Harris, we're filming in Portland. You already got the role. You're coming up and you're going to play opposite this guy, another veteran. His name is Morgan Freeman.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So that was a pretty special moment for me to be able to share that with them. And then because I knew they were up for it, I didn't write dialogue for any of them. The script says the veterans each stand and share their story. That's it. And so they had to turn up to Portland. You know, they all kind of stayed in the same hotel, and they're in the same van coming over. We had the Marines, in tents in the back, and yeah, they didn't have any dialogue, and so that was a cool moment too. We got on set, we had the circle set up, and Morgan comes in, and I started things off by saying, okay, let's all go around the circle before the cameras are rolling and just introduce yourself. What branch were you? What'd you do? Where'd you serve? And everybody did that, so they got to know each other. And then it ended with this guy who stood up and he said, "My name is Morgan Freeman. I served in the Air Force. So it was pretty special. Yeah."
Oh, I tell you, I loved watching your end credits because I was just tearing up watching them in the movie and then looking at their pictures. It was so great. And I love that one line that James stood up and said, "I'm going for my MBA because I want to prove that Marines aren't stupid." I was like, go ahead. All right, my man. I mean, the line, the dialogue, who's the funny person? It's you.
Well, actually, I take no credit for a lot of the humor. Some of it, yes, some of it. My co-writer AJ Bermudez, who's amazing, but a lot of the humor actually is from the people. So this is not a spoiler because it's so fun, but like in the veterans group, there's this business veteran named Tom, and he stands up and he says, "I'm a business guy, but really my passion, what I want to do is comedy. So I've written a joke. Being in the military is a lot like being Asian. We all kind of look alike, like those aren't my words. That wouldn't be my place to say that. That was
right.
That was
funny,
but it's true.
But then also like a lot of the race jokes I had nothing to do with. It was all like Utkarsh Ambudkar in the cemetery. He's South Asian American Indian. That's all him. I was just like, of course we had some dialogue, but I was like, your purpose in this story, which it was for me too, was like I got a lot of healing from civilians too. Like we veterans, we got to have each other, but the civilian world is the world we live in now. So we
Right.
have to learn to come back. And so I was like, make it your own. And Utkarsh had those great lines about,
It was so good.
the only Indian in my family. Just so all of those jokes, Natalie and Sonequa's jokes that they had in the car, that's all them. I take no credit. I just, that's it. It was a team sport. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. We're being told we're done.
Okay.
I know Sabrina wanted to ask you a quick question about one of the credits.
Sure.
Yes,
Real quick.
the special thanks to Olatunde. What was that about?
Oh, let me see. Is that maybe is that a producer that Sonequa would know, maybe?
Probably, yes,
Yes, it's director
from Discovery.
Discovery.
Oh,
He's got
yeah.
the special
Okay.
thanks in your credits. And I was like,
you
what's
guys got
Tunde doing?
You guys got the deep cuts. He was he and other folks from Sonequa's Star Trek Disco World, because Sonequa is an EP of this film. She's not only the lead, but a producer. So
Sure
once
is.
once we had the edit and we had it in a place that we thought was pretty good, now it's time to get feedback. And Sonequa flexed her muscle and she got the film to these amazing directors that gave us incredibly thoughtful feedback.
Wow.
So
Nice.
Oh, I love
Awesome.
that. I love it. Oh my God.
yeah.
Thank you, Kyle. We appreciate you
Appreciate
for
you. I
everything.
want to tell Sonequa about you guys and your sticker and everything. Yeah.
We have seen Sonequa's. She is our heart. She is
Yeah.
the reason why we exist. I can't wait. We're supposed to talk to her also. So this is a great film. As a veteran, thank you. I just don't know what else to say. It's just it made my day. It really did. I'm so happy.
I appreciate it. If you, I know it can be some hard things, but I can tell you this, and I tell this to other veterans too. There is no combat. There's not even a gunshot in this movie. And it is an uplifting story. It is fully uplifting. You're not gonna feel you'll feel better after watching this film. I can promise you that. So
Yeah.
I think I was just taken aback by I've never seen someone that looks like me.
Yes.
In the film like this, like I've seen 1,000 of these.
You've seen a lot of white straight guys.
Yeah, and they're veterans like me, but it's not my voice, So, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for saying that. It's funny, people, not necessarily in a negative way, but I definitely was told in the casting and this and that, like, well, are you sure about women? Like this, if this is meant to be your story, you got to find someone that like looks like you or just is male. And I was like, no, I don't think we do. I think, I don't think so. I was also told this isn't going to play overseas, international audience. Fucking wrong. Like it played so well in Amsterdam and Italy, and it's just like so universal. So
I saw that.
Yeah, it's funny how people want to tell you stuff just because they're stuck in their ways, and you got to just, I don't know, push through. So
I'm telling you right now, and I'm putting it out there, you better get a new tux because you're going to be Oscar. I'm telling you, it's going to be shortlist. Somebody clock me right now. I'm telling you, I got 5 on it. When the list comes out, My Dead Friend Zoe is going to be on that list. You're going to
love it.
Oh, yeah. You heard it here first.
Yeah, okay, I'll take it.
I will take it. Right. Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Kyle. Congratulations.
Oh man, I love that interview, you guys. That was so good. Oh,
he is such a great person. Oh my God, we had so much fun talking to him.
Yeah. He was a great guy. Yeah, he was really good. He after we had the interview, I think I posted something on Instagram and he reposted. Well, he redid something with it. I can't remember, but he said, "You guys are so great," and it was like it was like he just loved the interview, and I think it helped that we actually knew what we were talking about, and it was just I don't know how it was set up because I just said, "Hey, can we interview this guy?" And then they put it all together. So it was before they had done the press, so it was very nice of him to go ahead and do this with us. So he was great all around. Yeah.
Oh yeah. We were having such a good time with him too.
It really was. We could have talked for a longer time, but you know how we do.
I know. I saw y'all got the extra couple of minutes in there. I was like, that's
Oh,
my
you know we
girls.
did.
Well,
That's my girls.
we right. We had to work for it. You know, we had to do what we do. So
And I think he super respected the fact that you're a veteran, that, this movie was speaking directly to you,
Oh,
I mean,
boy.
it's like, and it's a beautiful thing. Like, I mean, we know that, like, it's, those of us, civilians, like, this movie is for us too, but it's really not. Like, I mean, it's for both people, but he's really talking to his veteran buddies out there, to other vets. It's like when Black folks are talking, we have our own literature and stuff, and other people are like, oh, this is a great book or something, but we're really talking to each other. You know what I mean? Like, we
Yeah.
know who the real fun
Yeah.
is. It was beautiful to witness that, I have to say.
Yeah. I was very happy. I told Sabrina this. When we got ready to, right before the interview, I was like, I didn't finish this movie. I was anxious. Like, my heart was beating really fast through that beginning. That's where I kind of like blurted a bunch of stuff out, because I was having like some kind of anxiety thing going on, because I was like, okay, I can't finish this movie. But Sabrina had said, no, you'll be okay. It's okay. But then when Kyle said at the end, there's no shooting, nothing, because that was my biggest fear, is that I would have to hear a gunshot, or he knew exactly what to tell me, that I was gonna really just kind of be okay, but yeah, if you see the movie, everything that she's going through, I've been through all of that. I've done it all, maybe not the white grandfather with the lake house, but the rest of the stuff, yes. Yep.
Fran, you had looked like you were about to say something at one point, were you?
Sorry.
No.
Okay.
As y'all know, my veteran died a couple of years ago. So,
Yeah. But it's a beautiful movie. And I really think that there's a lot of healing all the way around for the civilians and the vets, and it, like you said, like, this is not a sad movie. You think that it's going to be a sad movie. It goes through some tough times, but it's an extremely uplifting, wonderful thing in the end, So, yeah. Do you guys think we're ready to go to the next video, or we have anything else to say? Are you guys out there ready for the next video?
Do you want to set it up, or it's just what it is?
Well, it is what it is, and y'all gonna see. We already said we talked to our gal, SMG, Sonequa Martin Green, our reason for being. So we geek the fuck out. It's just a given. You ready? You ready? All right, everybody's ready. Hi, we're the Sci-Fi Sisters. This is Tamia, Yvette, and Sabrina. Hello.
Hello. How y'all doing? It's so good to see y'all.
See you too. We're doing so good. Oh my God, we miss your face.
I miss y'all's face. I saw y'all on the carpet at the Section 31 premiere, but I couldn't chat with you because we were all being ushered into the theater.
Yes.
We saw
you.
You look beautiful. That dress was so nice.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes.
Yeah, and we felt the love, and we were like trying to push it back to you, like,
I know, right? I was like, but I can go. I can just go real quick, and they were like, we should really head to the theater. I was like, all right.
Yeah, we were holding a lot of people back, so they were not going to give in anymore.
I see.
We totally
understand now. That makes sense.
Yep.
Well, congratulations on the release coming up. I mean, this film is amazing.
Oh,
it's girl.
Yeah.
I just feel like Sabrina said there's an Academy Award nomination coming for her performance in this role, and we're claiming that because it is everything.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Thank y'all so much. And
as a veteran, I want to say thank you. I've never seen myself on the screen as a veteran. So I want to say thank you for that. I just wanted to put that out there for you, just to let you know you did a good job. Really good job. Yeah.
Thank you. I didn't know you served.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
What
Yes, ma'am.
branch?
Army? Who?
And she's a runner. Do you know?
Yeah, you have no
Right?
idea.
It was
You
literally
have
like we were
absolutely no
watching
idea
Yvette.
what this film has done for me. So thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's gonna make me cry.
Oh no, come on now.
Because we always do.
Oh, that's right. We always do. No,
Yep,
that's
let's get to these
huge.
questions.
Oh
We'll be
wow. I'm
sobbing
so
in here.
grateful for you. I'm so grateful for you. Oh my goodness. Wow. I had no idea.
Yep.
Thank you for
That
sharing that.
that brings
you.
us to the first question, because that's how I was going to relate this question, because this film was so important to me on a personal level, because it gave me such a beautiful insight into my very close friend here, my sister right there, like a whole new level of understanding of her experience without having to say, tell me about your experience, and my family members who served as well, and so it was a really powerful experience, and I love you and I thank you for that. But what was it about it that attracted you to the project?
Whoa. Um, I just have to call it like it is, right? It's not something I would have chosen necessarily, right? I got a letter from Kyle Hausmann-Stokes, who wrote this. It's an autobiographical dramedy, right? He directed this as well. AJ Bermudez, also helped with the script, but this is his story. And he wrote me a letter, and he told me a little bit about himself, about his service, and about what he had been doing since being home, about the battle buddies he had lost, about all the all the people that just seem to drop when they come home. And he said he wanted to tell this story to save lives. And he said, from what I've seen of you, I get the sense that it's the kind of thing that you want to do too. I get the sense that you are, a bit anti-Hollywood like I am, and you care about stories that really mean something, that really matter. And so I think that you would want to do this with me. Will you stand with me?
Wow.
Yeah,
And,
right. Got chills.
I mean, even the prayer, as I pray about everything, the prayer was so fast. It was like, Lord Jesus, do you want me? Yeah. He was like, yes. Yes. Before I could even finish the question. So I said 1000%. I have so much respect for veterans. We've talked for so many years about Captain Burnham, from Discovery, and we've talked about Sasha from Walking Dead as well. These are women who dedicated their lives to service, right? These are women of honor, and I've always been fascinated with the real life people of honor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The soldiers, the veterans, even other essential workers, first responders, paramedics. I am blown away by people who give the firefighters. I'm blown away by people who give their lives in service to others, who put their lives on the line, who are willing to die. That fascinates me. And so, the opportunity to bring a veteran story to life, but knowing that it would speak to people, speak to other veterans, and speak to people who have never served as well. It was those were big reasons why I said yes.
I'm so glad you did.
Right. We talked to Kyle last week and love him.
Yes.
And
Oh,
he spoke that he told us that you're an EP on the project. So I wanted to know, you talked about he wrote you a letter, but how did that part of it come to fruition?
Oh man, it was such a collaborative experience from the very beginning. You know, me, Natalie Morales, obviously the brilliant Natalie Morales, the co-lead Zoe.
She is brilliant.
She
She
was so
really
great.
and she's more brilliant than like, gosh, you sometimes it's like when you look again, you just there's just so much more to see,
Right.
you know, with her.
Mhm.
So much more just comes to, it's almost like a puzzle that you know, you keep staring at it and more is just going to be revealed to you. But from the very beginning, she and I and Ed are all executive producers,
Okay.
and we were collaborating from jump.
Wow.
And we, you know, we were women telling this, you know, I'm a woman telling this man's story, and a black woman telling a white man's story at that, right? So there were all kinds of things that that came to us, so many ideas and so many questions about this brilliant script that he had created. But we would say like, oh, you know, what's interesting though about female friendship is that we actually wouldn't quite say it like that. We would sort of say it like this, or like,
Yep.
actually with women it's a little bit more, you know. And he wanted that. He asked for that and welcomed that, and was like, absolutely, please, 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 like, I want you guys to tell me everything. I want say everything, communicate everything to me, please. And so that's what we did. So it's so beautiful because now this story, this film is greater than the sum of its parts. And it's hard to even go back and say, you know, that was my idea, or that was Natalie's idea, or
Right.
that was me and Natalie coming together to help make sure Kyle's, you know, idea worked, because a couple of things needed to shift for it to work. And, you know, we were always really adamant about his vision, and we wanted to bring it, you know, we wanted to bring it to life. We wanted to make sure no stone was left unturned. But even all the way through the shooting and through the editing process as well, I was really heavily involved in the editing process. Ali Greer was our editor along with Kyle, and you know, she's brilliant also. But you know, through even something like the poster, right? Like Natalie and I were able to, you know, participate in that process too. So it's the first time that I've been involved like that. And I was like, ooh, if I had to quit but had to do something else in the industry, I would be an editor, because that was just such an amazing
Wow.
experience to do that.
That's where you
I
make
really
or break a
enjoyed
film.
it.
Yep.
What'd you say?
I said that's where you make or break a film.
That's right. It's the
Editor.
post-production direction, isn't it?
And it's
Yep.
always women. There were a lot of women, female editors for some reason.
Yeah, it's got to be that attention to detail, right? And
Oh,
it's
yeah.
got to be the
Mhm.
intuition
Mhm.
too, I think.
Yep. I think
Well, that
so.
brings me to another question. I want to keep going with this. Now, you've got a couple of things under your belt now as the executive producer.
Yes.
What do you really like about being the EP?
Oh, well, being an executive producer on Star Trek Discovery was quite different than being, you know, an EP on this film. You know, with Discovery, I approached my role from the very beginning, from a producer's perspective. I was very much about the macro, right? About making it all happen. Let's make it all go. Let me be a bridge. Let me be a facilitator. You know, let me be a peacemaker. Let me uplift. Let me do what I can to sort of carry this. And there is that element to being an executive producer that I am realizing that is a common denominator, regardless of the project, is the responsibility, right? And is having that bird's eye view and having that macro perspective and being like, this is, I play one small part. We all have equal share. I would say that all the time about Discovery. It was the same for this film. How do we all build this together, right? That I love about being an EP.
Yeah.
is that collaboration, right? And is that shared understanding and passion for making it as good as it can possibly be, right? The disappearing in it too. I really appreciate it. And just being able to have a voice on things, because I have lots of experiences where there wasn't the case, right? I
Sure.
was not a producer on a lot of things, right? And you do it and it's great, but being able to have a voice in something, goodness, it touches you in different ways. And I don't know, I feel like it almost feels like being a parent. It feels a little bit like being a parent where you're like, oh, look at my baby.
Yeah.
Like, look at our child that we all adopted, that we're raising together. You know what I'm saying? It sort of feels like that.
Right, about 9 months of it, right?
Yeah. Out of the same, timeline and
man.
everything.
Well, I'll tell you, Sonequa, one of the great things about being the executive producer is that's the person that goes up and gets the Best Picture Oscar.
Oh,
You'll be the one to walk.
oh my goodness.
And Natalie, and everybody else.
Oh my goodness. That's
Yeah.
too kind.
Get your
my
speech
God.
ready. Get your speech
Right.
ready.
I'm just gonna
We already know you
over.
got the dress and the shoes.
Yeah, we do know that's down pat.
That's fine.
Wait, what? You know what's down pat?
That you already got the dress and the
dress and the
shoes.
Thank you.
Hey,
I could do that snap thing, I would.
that's it,
I know,
right?
right?
Thank
Representing on
you.
all
I
fronts.
appreciate you. I appreciate you on that. Yeah, man. Oh man, I tell you, we're so excited. We hope people see it, and we hope that people I don't know. Kyle said this one statistic when we were shooting that and I really don't mean to butcher it, so I say this respectfully, but it was something like it only takes 10 seconds for someone to change their minds about taking their own life.
Their life, yeah.
And so
Wow.
he was saying, like, I just really hope that this can sort of serve as those 10 seconds, right? If they could just see this and just think twice about it and talk about it instead, that really hit me. So it seems there's been such a positive response to the film. And so, already people have been sharing their experiences with us and how it's touched them, like you. And so I feel like we've already won, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And we're, my prayer is for the heart inside, right? For the hearts to be touched.
I'm gonna. They said we got a few minutes left, and I want to ask you this question. I'm gonna skip, guys. I'm gonna change the order a little bit, because I really want to know. I think it's so cool how the Merritt's family was this unconventional family that was represented. And, and I just think that's one of the coolest parts of the film to me that spoke so much to me. And, it just adds this rich tapestry to the representation of Black families and Black cultures. And was that something that you were thinking about as well when you were thinking about taking this role?
Oh, wow. I love that you said that. And I think you might be the first person who has talked about that. But yes, that was particularly compelling to me as well. Okay, so yes, there's this generational divide between these two veterans, right? Being Merritt and Dale, right? Who represent two very different veteran experiences. But we also have this Black woman with this white grandfather.
Yeah.
And it's like, what does that mean, right? And what we decided to do is something similar actually to the Trek universe, something similar to Discovery, where we just didn't talk about it, right? Where it's like, hey, look, this is just their lives. This is their family. This is as unconventional as it may be. This is what their family looks like. And that's okay. And they're accustomed to that. And there were some things, there were some ideas that I had that brought race into it, but it actually, and I agreed with this. I felt this way as well. It felt like it detracted from what we were trying to say. And it was like, okay, so we need to streamline this because it is so deep and heavy and gritty. We need to streamline it as much as we can. But it was definitely something that I was aware of, and definitely something that, you know, I put inside as I was creating, right? And one of the things actually, now I wish I'll have to tell Ed this and tell Kyle as well. Something that I created is that growing up in that area as a Black girl, as Merritt, I definitely felt, you know, different a lot, and felt ostracized and you know, felt like I was other, right? But somebody who never made me feel that way was my grandfather. And I even said, you know, as I was sort of journaling stream of consciousness as Merritt, it's like he made me feel seen. He made me feel 100 feet tall. And I love that. And it was a sort of secret that I had that I didn't really tell anybody about. But you know, Dale has a beautiful Black wife, you know.
Yes.
And so of course he would be able to give his granddaughter that.
Yes.
You know, he would be able to gaze upon her, you know, with love and adoration and respect. But it is something that I put in there that's like behind the scenes. But yeah. Wow.
Oh, that's so cool to know, because I was thinking that. I mean, and I think I sort of got the sense, because there felt like sometimes when she would enter into those spaces, I could really feel the hesitation sometimes, or like the wait, how is it going to go down? You know, like, here we go again. Let me get girded for the, you know what I'm saying? And it's such a familiar undercurrent in my life, and I'm sure in many other people's lives, you know, that we recognize it when we see it. And so, like, I felt it in your performance.
Oh, you know, the scene at the picnic when you were walking with Dale,
Yes.
and he was, this is my yes, she's back. Here's my I felt it then.
Yeah.
You have no
he
idea.
Was beaming. He was
Yes.
beaming that you were with him at the picnic, and I was
Right.
They got it. They
When
got
you stood up with him,
my
I've
God!
been there.
The
I've been there with
tears.
I've been there with my stepfather. It was it was everything. It was everything. You guys have no idea what this film is going to do for veterans. No idea. I know you think it's good, but you have no idea. Like you said, 10 minutes. Yeah. This
10
is
seconds.
10 seconds. There's
10
a lot
seconds.
of us that don't see ourselves as veterans. I mean, we see ourselves as veterans because we're veterans, but you know, nobody sees us as veterans. So yeah, it's wonderful to be seen again.
This film is powerful on so many levels. I mean, we really applaud the choices that Kyle made to, you know, make the leads as women of color, you know, and to have like the choice of her family, and to how you guys presented it. It's just amazing. It's so powerful. It's so powerful.
A film that'll stay with us.
Yep.
For a long time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank y'all so much.
Yeah. Well, we thank you. You know how much we love you. You know we adore you. We told you on that very first interview, you can't get rid of us.
Nope.
You got us
I
forever.
would never want to. You understand? I would never want to. I love y'all so much. It's like being, you know, at grandmama's house together. Every time. y'all just make me feel so I don't know, so warm and seen and loved. And I feel the same way about y'all. And thank you for laying your life down for people, for me and for all of us. Thank you.
I do it all over again.
Ooh.
That's why she's my captain.
Yes.
That's right. I'm a sergeant. I work for a living.
Oh, yeah.
They're telling us it's time to go. So we're going to say goodbye.
Oh.
Bye-bye.
All
Aww.
right. Wow. I love that interview.
I did too. That
I'm
might be
like,
one of my favorite Sonequa interviews. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm
definitely one of my favorites.
always in the fields when we talk to her,
And
you
Yeah.
know.
talking movies with her, you know I was having a good time. Oh my God. Jeez.
Like that was, I know, right? I feel like we've been on a journey, right, Franny T?
Yeah.
Wow.
We've been on a journey tonight. I know, like y'all, I just had to sit here and let it all sink in for a minute because there's a lot. I mean, but that's how good this movie is. Like there's so much to talk about with it. It's not one dimensional, you know, and I think I really hope you guys get a chance to watch it and that you can take somebody. Thank you. It felt epic. It felt like an epic interview.
Yeah, well, you know, we taped those interviews like almost immediately after viewing the film. So especially Kyle's interview, we did it the next day. And like Yvette said, she hadn't even made it through the film. And I was watching it at, like I said, like late at night. And I couldn't call you. I wanted to call you and come over and watch it with you because I was like, oh my God, I gotta get to Yvette. But it was just such a good film. I mean, you're gonna stand up and you're gonna clap at the end. I mean, you're gonna be happy at the end. I cheered at the end. It was such a perfect ending. And so many films these days have lousy endings.
Oh, really? Tell me
Yeah,
about it.
they don't, they don't finish the freaking story. But she came all the way around, and it was a chef's kiss ending, just perfect. So, and then watch all the credits because
Yeah. Yeah, watch it till the end. It's such a good movie. Yeah. So the next part.
Yeah,
we got more. There's more.
There's another a short thing. A short little.
Yeah, this one is short.
You don't want to set it up or anything?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Let people know what they're
I thought you were just about to. I thought you were cutting to it. Yeah. So this one, this is from the Bob, about the Pay It Forward campaign from the Bob Woodruff Foundation.
Well, it's really about that's in there, but it's a journey of the film. So it's the behind the scenes making of the film, and it'll go into the Bob Woodruff Foundation, Pay It Forward.
Get your phones
ready, y'all, because there's going to be a QR code for you to scan. So this is a little bit of time for you. If you don't have your phone with you, go scamper, skedaddle, and scamper and skedaddle your way on back.
Ready?
Phone ready.
Okay.
If I were you, I would think very seriously about what living in the past is worth.
What drew me to the project was Mr. Kyle. I mean, I just really appreciate where he's coming from. You know, I mean, his intentions are so noble.
It's very personal. He's really dedicated to getting this message across.
I think he and I have a similar vision in making it as real as possible and feel as grounded as possible. You know, they've written a story that's a bit like a spoonful of sugar to help the medicine go down.
It catches imagination.
I'm glad that he asked me to be part of it.
My name is Kyle Hausmann-Stokes. I'm the director, co-writer, and one of the producers of My Dead Friend Zoe. The film is based on my true story. I was in the military for 5 years in the Army. I was deployed to Iraq.
I was drawn to this project by Kyle. I could hear and feel how genuine he was and that he really was seeking to do something good.
It's so deeply connected to who he is. It's inspired by his friends and his story, and he has so much attached to it.
I enlisted in the Army in August of 2001, so a month before 9/11. I was a paratrooper in the infantry, and we would do these crazy training missions, jumping out of airplanes, driving tanks, and I would make these action music videos of our training in the United States, in Louisiana. A stop loss had happened to the entire military, meaning they involuntarily extended everyone's contract. So it was a very scary, emotional time. We were all getting ready to go to Iraq, and I get a call to go into my colonel's office. I didn't know he even knew who I was, and he said, "Sergeant, I've seen your films. They're good. They're important, and I think that you were meant for something different than going to war with us in this moment. So listen up. I've made arrangements for you and only you to get out of this stop loss, which is something that never happens, and you are going to find the best film school in the world. You are going to hone your craft there, and you are going to tell the soldier's story. That's the way that you're going to make it up to us by not deploying with us in this moment." It's just a hell of a charge from him, and so I've been on that mission ever since. And I eventually made my way to the film school at USC. You know, I make my way to my junior year, which is when film school is supposed to start. But that same week, literally the same week, I get a letter from Army's Human Resource Command that's now recalling me to come back into the military, which they can do for up to 8 years. And it was just so surreal. So I had to drop out of USC, put my seat on hold, came back into the military, cut my hair, packed up all my stuff, and the next thing I knew, I was back in the Army, and that's when I deployed to Iraq. It was some of the worst times of my life, also some of the best times of my life. I made some of the best friends I've ever had, and that's really what this film is about. One of my battle buddies in particular, our friendship, and the way that I learned to deal with losing him. We have partnered with 3 of the most prominent nonprofits in the country, the Bob Woodruff Foundation, The Mission Continues, and Everytown for Gun Safety Support Fund. They have been a part of this film from the very beginning. We hope that people will find this film to be funny and entertaining and sad and emotional, but when they're done watching the film, they will be able to literally channel their emotions into action.
Kyle has really, really high hopes for this film in terms of hoping maybe he'd save a few lives.
I don't ever have hope for movies. It's like a work of art. However, this subject matter is so important that we have to hope.
Everybody is here for a reason. Everybody is here for the greater reason. We all felt that this story was important to tell.
The fact that I'm here now, having made this film, literally telling the soldier and the veteran story, it feels good. The happy ending to that story is I was able to reconnect with that colonel after almost 2 decades and tell him that I've made this feature film and it's going to be in theaters and it's got this amazing cast and mission accomplished. I think my ultimate hope is that someone out there that I'll never meet, that I'll never know, is watching the film, might be in a bad place or maybe in a low place and not wanting to talk about it. I hope that that person will see this film and think to themselves, yeah, I think I'm ready to talk about it.
I hope you guys had your phones ready. If not, play it back after we're done.
Yeah.
And get that QR code. And I hope that that little bit of a teaser, that was a really beautiful package that they put together on it. I hope it encourages everybody to go see it. I mean, we saw it in screeners, and I'm absolutely going to the movies to support this film. Like that, seeing it once was not enough, and I really want to put my my finances. I want to show it. I want to say it with my dollars.
Mm-hmm.
How important it is.
Also, whatever town you're in, go ahead and Google My Dead Friend Zoe and veterans. They're having a lot of showcases for veterans, that especially for veterans. So you can go. Veterans probably can go for free, and then they can go with a friend, or they'll pay for the veteran. In the show notes, there's a lot of links where you can find out more information. I know in New York on Friday, there's going to be a special screening. I will also put that in the link for anyone who's in New York City. It's definitely, I think, on 89th Street, one of the artsy type theaters on the Upper East Side. But yeah, I'll put that in there too for all our New York fans. But I will also try to look and see if I see any other big cities, and I'll put it in the description also.
I tell you, I watch, like I said, a lot of movies, and it's just so great to feel what the power of film can do. And this is a true demonstration of a film that it really can make a statement and help people. And I am so proud to have anything to do with promoting this film. So please, please, please tell your friends. Let's hear some word of mouth on this. This is an indie film that gets a limited run in theaters. So it is imperative to go now, go whenever you can, as soon as you can. And if you can't go, tell someone to go, because this is really going to make or break at these first 2 weeks in the theaters. It's going to make or break this film. So do that for us, please.
And also, I want to say one thing. Thank you, Legion M, for always reaching out to us, and just being so great to us. I mean, just out of the blue, they've done other things with us, and this has been fantastic. So I want to say thank you to them also.
Yes, thank
and
you.
Brightcliff Entertainment. I think I'm saying that right.
Yes,
Yeah.
And Radiant Media Studios.
Radiant Media Studios, right?
Thank you.
All the players.
Don't forget nobody.
I mean, I'm so glad that you guys have stuck around.
So glad we had this time together.
I really wish I could sing that and not get some copyright infringement. Yeah. I mean, I know that this has been a departure from our normal live show, but we really thought that this was super important. Excuse me, to bring to you guys. And so thank you, everybody, out there for sticking around, and all the positive comments that we saw in the chat. And I want to say to our family out there, thank you to all the veterans in our family. We know, we got ours right here, and we all 4 of us have really important people who are veterans in our lives. And, and we have all of you guys out there who are also veterans who have served. So we can't thank you enough. You know that we love you all, and there's not a thing we wouldn't do for you. So
definitely appreciate that.
And anybody else have any thoughts that they want to say?
No, I think we said them all.
I know.
Just that. Don't forget, we have a real busy month. We usually come every other Tuesday, but just wanted to let you know that we will be here every Tuesday in March. Next week we will be doing the ship show. Don't you worry.
The cruise show.
We will do a ship show, and then after that, Yutidi Badaki will be here to promote a new venture she has with Stranger Comics. And then at the end of the month, we will talking to the writers, producers, the minds behind Khan, the musical. So we have a very busy month coming up. And tomorrow is Two Moons and the Microphone, episode 2. And they will be talking about the new Final Quest relaunch, I believe, that will be coming out. And Warp Graphics director will be here also.
Cool.
So,
yeah, I know, it's like so much cool stuff. Go ahead.
Sorry, never forget the podcast. There's a podcast episode coming this week, and we will have M. Shy S. Dash. She is a poet, writer, Afrofuturism. I listened to this thing over. We recorded this May of 2024. You would think we recorded it after the election, right? It is so poignant. So you'll have a lot of. I'm sorry, Tanya. I said it wrong. Not the Final Quest, the original Quest. I apologize. I apologize.
Get it straight, girl.
I got to get it straight. I'm so sorry.
That wolf pack out there is going to let you know.
Right. I do apologize. I do apologize. That's why I got you. That's why I got you. So you can tell me what set me right when it comes to ElfQuest.
Right. If y'all are new here and you don't know, Tonti Tom, that's Tanya, and she's the host of Two Moons and a Microphone. And
That's
she's
right.
she's the ElfQuest maven, baby.
Yes, she is.
Mhm.
I'm halfway through my big bet book.
I gotta get the I gotta put my order in for the new hardcovers.
Ooh, yeah.
The
Beautiful.
full color ones that are coming out. Oh, I can't wait. Okay. So, I can't wait for that show. I can't wait for all the shows coming up. I'm so excited to be back in the saddle. It was great to have a little vacation, but I missed you guys. And
Yeah.
so, I'm glad to be back and be around my people, my other peoples. And I see some of our new friends from the cruise out there. What's up,
Yeah.
Elaine?
Hi,
You
Elaine.
getting a
Hey,
shout
Elaine.
out, girl. All right. So if you're new here, please be sure to subscribe, like, and ring the bell so you never miss a moment of our feel-good, blurty fun. And also, if you want to get your brand in front of our audience who are extremely loyal and passionate and very, very smart, please consider sponsoring the live show. So whether you're a small business or you're an individual, you can be part of our vibrant community that loves to support the brands that they believe in. And you can click the link in the show description or head to sci-fi sisters.com/sponsors to learn more about that. We would love for your sponsorship. We would appreciate it. And that's about it, y'all. I think Yvette already said what we're going to do next week. So peace, love, and hair grease, my friends.
Woohoo.